Welcome to Audiobooks. Immerse yourself in the world of stories, ideas, and knowledge, all through the power of audio. Book title: Rebuild Yourself. Let your focus be on you every day. Breaking down the old self. Chapter 1: The Turning Point. Why you must rebuild. Olingi Introduction. When life whispers and then shouts. There are moments when life feels like it's nudging you forward, whispering that something isn't right. At first, it's subtle, a quiet dissatisfaction, a hint of restlessness. But if ignored, that whisper becomes a shout, manifesting as burnout, unhappiness, or a feeling that you're living someone else's life. This is the turning point. The choice to rebuild is born from the realization that where you are no longer matches where you want to be. It's not about regret, it's about reclaiming your potential. Recognizing the signs of stagnation and dissatisfaction. Stagnation doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it's quiet and disguised as comfort. You may still have a stable job, a social circle, and a routine, yet feel deeply unfulfilled. Signs you're stagnant. You feel like life is happening to you, not through you. You're surviving, not thriving, simply going through the motions. Deep down, you know you're capable of more, but fear and routine keep you stuck. Key insight: recognition is power. Once you admit to yourself that change is needed, you've already taken the first step toward rebuilding. The emotional cost of staying the same. Change feels risky, but staying the same carries its own risks, often far greater. The price you pay: loss of potential. Every day you delay growth is a day you don't live at your highest capacity. Regret. The haunting thought of what if becomes heavier as years pass. Inner conflict. Knowing you're capable of more creates mental friction and anxiety. Remaining unchanged may feel safe, but it's an invisible prison, one that drains energy, passion, and purpose. Deciding to start over. The decision to rebuild is a declaration of self-respect. It says, I refuse to stay where I no longer belong. I choose growth over comfort. Starting over doesn't mean erasing your past. It means using it as fuel to become a stronger version of yourself. Practical steps to decide. 1. Acknowledge the truth. Admit that your current path isn't aligned with your deepest potential. 2. Release the fear of judgment. People may not understand your journey. That's okay. This isn't their life. 3. Commit fully. Half decisions lead to half results. True rebuilding requires total commitment. Exercises and journaling prompts. To make this chapter actionable, here are practical exercises to begin your rebuilding journey. 1. Reflection exercise. Where am I stuck? Write down 3 areas of life where you feel unfulfilled: career, relationships, health, purpose. Ask yourself, what's one small step I could take to change this? 2. Emotional cost analysis. List the emotional costs of staying the same for another year: stress, regret, missed opportunities, etc. Next, list the potential rewards of choosing to start over. 3. Vision statement prompt. Complete this sentence: the person I want to become is... Then ask, what must I let go of to become this version of myself? Closing thoughts. The turning point isn't a single moment. It's a choice you make repeatedly, every day. To rebuild is to believe that your best self hasn't yet been realized. From here on, every step is about honoring that belief and becoming the architect of a life worth living. Chapter 2: Facing the Mirror. Radical Self-Honesty. Introduction. The courage to look within. Before you can rebuild, you must confront the person you've become. Radical self-honesty is not about criticism, it's about clarity. It requires courage to look beyond the surface and acknowledge what's working, what's broken, and what must change. This is the moment where excuses fall away and truth becomes your foundation for growth. Owning your past without shame. We all carry a collection of choices, experiences, and mistakes. Some we're proud of, others we try to forget. But avoidance keeps us stuck. Acceptance versus self-blame. Acceptance. This happened, and I can learn from it. Blame. I am broken because of what happened. The difference is crucial. One liberates, the other imprisons. Identifying self-sabotaging behaviors. Many people say they want change, but unconsciously resist it. Common forms of self-sabotage. Procrastination. Delaying progress due to fear of failure or success. Negative self-talk. Reinforcing a narrative of inadequacy. Toxic comfort. Choosing what feels easy over what brings growth. To break these patterns, you must first recognize them. Taking full responsibility. Radical self-honesty culminates in responsibility, not blaming your past, parents, circumstances, or society. While those factors may influence your life, they don't define your future. Accountability exercise. List 3 areas of your life where you feel stuck. Next to each, write, I take full responsibility for changing this. Exercises and journaling prompts. 1. Self-honesty inventory. Ask yourself, where am I lying to myself about my happiness? What excuses do I make for staying the same? What truths have I been avoiding? 2. Past lessons map. Write down 3 mistakes you regret. For each, note what it taught you and how it shaped who you are today. 3. Accountability affirmation. Write, I am the author of my future. No one else will rewrite my story but me. Read it daily until it becomes your mindset. Closing thoughts. Facing yourself with radical honesty may feel uncomfortable, but discomfort is the doorway to transformation. You cannot rebuild what you refuse to acknowledge. Truth isn't your enemy, it's your starting point. Chapter 3: Destroying the Comfort Zone. Introduction: Why comfort can be dangerous. Comfort feels safe. It feels familiar. It keeps life predictable and stress minimal. But the very thing we crave, security, can become the cage that stops us from growing. To rebuild yourself, you must learn to step out of the comfort zone and embrace intentional discomfort. Growth lives beyond safety. Transformation demands courage. The hidden trap of familiarity. Predictable routines can lull you into stagnation. Safety becomes limiting. You avoid opportunities because it's too risky or it's easier to stay put. The illusion of control keeps you in a false sense of mastery, while your potential slowly erodes. Remember, comfort is not the enemy. It's unexamined comfort that blocks evolution. Breaking free from routines that no longer serve you. Audit your daily life. List habits, relationships, and environments that drain energy or produce no growth. Introduce controlled discomfort. Small, intentional challenges reshape your mind. Speak up in situations you usually avoid. Try a new skill, even if failure is likely. Or rearrange routines that feel safe but boring. Stretch your boundaries gradually. Growth is sustainable when challenges are consistent but not overwhelming. Rewiring fear responses. Fear is a natural signal, not a stop sign. Recognize the pattern. Notice what fears are holding you back. Public speaking, career changes, ending toxic relationships, or starting a new venture. Shift perspective. Reframe fear as a sign of opportunity, not danger. Action over analysis. Courage grows by taking steps despite fear. Each small act builds confidence and resilience. Exercises and journaling prompts. 1. Comfort zone audit. Write down 3 routines, habits, or environments that feel safe but no longer serve you. Ask, what would happen if I disrupted these today? 2. Fear mapping. List 3 fears that hold you back. Next to each, write 1 actionable step to confront it this week. 3. Daily stretch challenge. Commit to 1 small act outside your comfort zone every day for 7 days. Reflect nightly on the growth and insights gained. Closing thoughts. Destroying your comfort zone is not reckless. It is intentional. Every small disruption builds resilience, expands possibility, and sets the stage for transformation. The life you're building requires courage, discomfort, and bold action. Chapter 4. The Art of Letting Go. Introduction. Releasing what no longer serves you. Rebuilding yourself requires more than adding new habits or skills. It requires removing the old. Letting go is an art, releasing attachments, identities, and patterns that weigh you down. Without space, nothing new can grow. Letting go is not weakness, it's strength. It is choosing clarity, freedom, and alignment with your future self. Detaching from old identities. Many of us cling to identities formed by past choices, failures, or circumstances. Common traps are, I am who I have always been, or I can't change because this is my story. The truth is, you are not your past. Your history is raw material, not a cage. Actionable step. Identify roles, labels, or self-concepts that limit your growth. Ask, does this define who I want to become? Releasing toxic attachments. Toxic attachments can take many forms. People who drain energy or discourage your growth. Habits that provide temporary comfort but block progress. Environments that trigger negative emotions or reinforce stagnation. Letting go creates emotional space for new positive energy. Tip. Begin small. Distance yourself from 1 negative influence at a time, then gradually increase. Making space for the new self. Decluttering isn't just physical, it's emotional and mental. Space allows clarity, creativity, and opportunity. Methods. Physical. Clean and organize your living or work environment. Mental. Stop overthinking or obsessing over past events. Emotional. Forgive yourself and others to release lingering resentment. Letting go is the soil where your new life can take root. Exercises and journaling prompts. 1. Identity audit. List all self-concepts or labels you've held. I am shy, I am a failure, etc. Ask, which of these are holding me back? Which can I release? 2. Toxic attachment inventory. Identify 1 person, habit, or environment that limits your growth. Write a plan to minimize or release this attachment over the next 30 days. 3. Emotional release exercise. Write a letter to yourself or someone else expressing forgiveness and closure. You don't need to send it. Writing it is enough to release the burden. Closing thoughts. Letting go is an ongoing practice, not a one-time event. Each release, whether of old habits, people, or beliefs, creates space for something better. To rebuild yourself fully, you must create room for your future by courageously letting go of the past. Chapter 5. Emotional Detox. Clearing the emotional clutter. Before you can rebuild yourself, you must cleanse the emotional baggage that weighs you down. Emotional detox is the process of identifying, confronting, and releasing unresolved feelings, anger, guilt, resentment, and fear that prevent clarity, focus, and growth. Think of it as decluttering your inner world. Without this, new habits and identities cannot fully take root. Healing old emotional wounds. Acknowledge the pain. Avoiding old wounds only prolongs suffering. Write down or reflect on painful events and emotions you've been avoiding. Understand the lessons. Every emotional wound carries insight. Ask, what did this teach me about myself? Practice self-compassion. Avoid blaming yourself. Healing begins with kindness toward your own heart. Unhealed wounds create invisible chains. Awareness and compassion are the keys to freedom. Letting go of anger, resentment, and guilt. Anger, often a response to feeling powerless. Transform anger into productive energy by taking control of your actions. Resentment, holding grudges keeps you tied to the past. Forgiveness is a gift you give yourself, not others. Guilt, acknowledge mistakes, learn, and release. Carrying guilt prevents progress. Techniques, journaling or expressive writing to process emotions. Meditation and mindfulness to observe emotions without attachment. Physical release, exercise, breath work, or creative outlets. Building emotional clarity. Emotional clarity is the ability to see feelings for what they are without being controlled by them. Steps to achieve clarity. 1. Name the emotion. Label it without judgment. 2. Trace its origin. Understand what triggered it. 3. Decide your response. Choose action that aligns with your goals, not reaction. Clarity frees you to act intentionally rather than react emotionally. Exercises and journaling prompts. 1. Emotional inventory. Write down emotions you feel frequently: anger, fear, guilt, resentment, sadness. Identify the source of each emotion and how it affects your decisions. 2. Forgiveness letter exercise. Write a letter to someone who hurt you or to yourself expressing forgiveness. You don't have to send it. The act of writing releases emotional tension. 3. Daily emotional check-in. Spend 5 minutes daily identifying your top 3 emotions. Ask, are these emotions serving me or holding me back? Closing thoughts. An emotional detox is not a one-time event. It is a habit and mindset. By regularly processing and releasing unresolved emotions, you create the mental and emotional space necessary for reinvention. Only when your inner world is clear can you fully embrace the life you are rebuilding. Chapter 6. Redefining your core values. Introduction. Why core values matter. Rebuilding yourself isn't just about new habits or skills. It's about aligning your life with what truly matters to you. Core values are your inner compass. They determine your decisions, your behaviors, and ultimately the person you become. Without clarity on values, even a transformed life can feel hollow. Redefining your core values is about discovering what you stand for, what drives you, and what you refuse to compromise. Understanding the power of values. Values guide choices when no one is watching. They shape relationships, career paths, and personal priorities. Living against your values creates inner conflict, stress, and dissatisfaction. When values are clear, every decision becomes easier and your life gains purpose. Example. Someone who values authenticity will naturally avoid superficial interactions, even if society encourages them. Someone who values growth will embrace challenges and discomfort, knowing it aligns with their long-term goals. Identifying your current values. Many people adopt values unconsciously, shaped by family, culture, or past experiences. To rebuild, you must consciously define your own values. Steps to identify your true values. Reflect on peak moments. Recall times when you felt most fulfilled, proud, or alive. What values were honored in those moments? Notice frustrations. What situations make you feel angry or resentful? Often, these highlight where your values are being violated. List and prioritize. Write down your top 10 values, then narrow to 5 to 7 core values that define your future self. Aligning actions with values. Values are only meaningful if reflected in your choices and behaviors. Daily decisions. Ask yourself, does this action align with my core values? Relationships. Surround yourself with people who respect or share your values. Goals. Set objectives that reinforce what matters most. Misalignment creates stress. Alignment creates confidence, clarity, and fulfillment. Exercises and journaling prompts. 1. Values reflection exercise. Write down moments in your life when you felt proud, fulfilled, or deeply satisfied. What values were honored in those moments? Notice frustrations. What situations make you feel angry or resentful? Often, these highlight where your values are being violated. Top 5 core values. Narrow your list of values to the 5 that resonate most with your future self. Write a short statement for each. I choose to live by this value by... Closing thoughts. Redefining your core values is foundational for rebuilding yourself. These values act as a compass, guiding decisions, shaping relationships, and providing clarity when challenges arise. By living in alignment with your values, you build a life that is not just successful, but meaningful and authentic. Chapter 7. Crafting a New Identity. Introduction. Who do you want to become? Rebuilding yourself isn't just about letting go of the old. It's about creating a new you. Your identity is the lens through which you see the world and the blueprint for your choices. If you continue operating as the person you were, no amount of growth strategies or new habits will lead to lasting transformation. Crafting a new identity is intentional. It requires clarity, vision, and consistent action to embody the person you aspire to be. Understanding identity and transformation. Identity shapes behavior. The way you see yourself dictates your choices, habits, and interactions. Old identity limits growth. If you still think, I'm not a confident person, your actions will unconsciously reinforce that belief. New identity drives change. By defining who you want to become, your habits, decisions, and mindset naturally align with that vision. Transformation isn't just doing different things, it's being a different person at your core. Steps to craft a new identity. 1. Define your future self. Visualize the version of you that embodies your values, goals, and strengths. Ask, what would this person think, feel, and do differently from my current self? 2. Align habits with identity. Small, consistent actions reinforce who you are becoming. Example, if your new identity is disciplined, create daily rituals that reflect discipline. 3. Use affirmations and self-talk. Replace self-limiting statements with empowering identity-based affirmations like, I am resilient. I take intentional action every day. Speak and act as if you already embody your desired identity. 4. Visualize daily. Spend 5 to 10 minutes each day imagining living fully as your future self. Notice posture, decisions, emotions, and interactions in this visualization. Overcoming resistance from the old self. Your old identity may resist change. It's comfortable and familiar. Signs of resistance: procrastination, self-doubt, fear, or negative self-talk. Strategy: compassionate persistence. Acknowledge the old self without giving it control. Reaffirm your new identity through repeated action. Exercises and journaling prompts. 1. Future self-visualization. Close your eyes and imagine yourself 1 year from now as your ideal self. Write down what this person looks like, how they act, and how they respond to challenges. 2. Identity alignment exercise. List your current habits and behaviors. Next to each, ask, does this reflect my new identity? Identify at least 3 changes to align closer with your desired self. 3. Daily affirmation practice. Write 5 affirmations that reinforce your new identity. Repeat each morning and evening for 21 days. Closing thoughts. Crafting a new identity is the heart of transformation. It is intentional, persistent, and aligned with your core values and goals. Every decision, habit, and thought should reinforce this identity. By consistently acting as the person you aspire to be, you gradually become that person, and your new life begins to take shape.
Chapter 8. The Power of Self-Discipline. Introduction. Discipline as freedom. Self-discipline is often misunderstood as restriction or denial. In truth, it is the foundation of freedom, growth, and transformation. Without discipline, even the clearest vision or strongest identity struggles to manifest. With it, you can achieve what others only dream of. Discipline allows you to act consistently toward your goals, resist short-term temptations, and build habits that compound into massive long-term results. Why self-discipline is crucial. Bridge between goals and achievement. Dreams remain abstract without disciplined action. Control over your life. Discipline ensures your choices reflect intention, not impulse. Strengthens identity. Acting consistently reinforces the identity of the person you aspire to become. Self-discipline isn't about punishing yourself, it's about aligning actions with purpose. Building self-discipline. 1. Start small, then scale. Begin with micro habits, tiny actions that are easy to maintain. Example, if you want to exercise daily, start with 5 to 10 minutes instead of an hour. 2. Consistency over intensity. Discipline is built by showing up daily, even imperfectly. Long-term success comes from repeated actions, not occasional bursts of effort. 3. Remove temptations. Make distractions harder and habits easier. Example, keep your phone out of reach while working or prep healthy meals in advance. 4. Use accountability. Share goals with someone who can encourage and check your progress. Track progress visually. Checklists, journals, or apps help reinforce commitment. The role of willpower. Willpower is finite and limited. Discipline is a system. Rely on systems, routines, and environmental design rather than sheer willpower. Example, if you want to read more, leave books where you can see them instead of relying on memory. Overcoming common obstacles. Procrastination. Break tasks into smaller steps and start immediately. Lack of motivation. Discipline is a muscle. Don't wait for inspiration, start anyway. Self-doubt. Replace negative self-talk with identity-based affirmations. Exercises and journaling prompts. 1. Micro-habit challenge. Identify one small habit that will support your new identity. Commit to doing it every day for 21 days. 2. Discipline audit. List your daily routines. Mark which actions align with your goals and which undermine them. Adjust one misaligned habit immediately. 3. Accountability partner. Choose a friend, mentor, or coach. Share your goal and set up weekly check-ins. Closing thoughts. Self-discipline is the bridge between who you are and who you want to become. It transforms intention into action, dreams into reality, and potential into achievement. By building discipline, you empower yourself to consistently act in alignment with your values and identity, creating a life of purpose, growth, and freedom.
Chapter 9. Developing Mental Resilience. Introduction. Strengthening the mind. Rebuilding yourself requires more than physical or emotional change. It demands a resilient mind. Mental resilience is the ability to adapt, recover, and thrive in the face of challenges, setbacks, or stress. Without it, obstacles can derail even the most determined efforts. With it, you can navigate life's storms with clarity, confidence, and purpose. Resilience is not innate. It is cultivated, practiced, and strengthened over time. Understanding mental resilience. Definition. Mental resilience is the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties and maintain mental stability under pressure. Why it matters. Life is unpredictable. Career setbacks, failed relationships, or personal failures are inevitable. Resilience ensures you bounce back stronger. Resilient people thrive. They don't avoid challenges. They face them, learn, and grow. Key components of mental resilience. 1. Adaptability. The ability to adjust to changing circumstances without losing focus on long-term goals. Example, shifting strategies when a career plan doesn't go as expected. 2. Emotional regulation. Responding rather than reacting to stress. Techniques, deep breathing, mindfulness, and pausing before decision-making. 3. Optimism with realism. Seeing opportunities in setbacks while acknowledging reality. Optimism fuels persistence, realism prevents reckless decisions. 4. Problem-solving skills. Viewing challenges as puzzles to solve rather than insurmountable barriers. Break problems into smaller, actionable steps. Building mental resilience. Daily challenges. Intentionally face small, manageable challenges to strengthen your resilience muscle. Reflection. Journal setbacks and your responses. Identify patterns and areas to improve. Mindset training. Use reframing techniques. Turn "I failed" into "I learned what doesn't work." Self-care. Physical health, sleep, and nutrition directly impact mental strength. Overcoming common obstacles. Fear of failure. Accept failure as feedback, not a verdict. Stress overload. Practice mindfulness, meditation, or focused breathing daily. Negative self-talk. Replace "I can't handle this" with identity-driven affirmations. I am capable and resilient. Exercises and journaling prompts. 1. Resilience reflection. Recall a recent setback. How did you respond? What could you have done differently? How will you respond next time? 2. Challenge practice. Identify one uncomfortable task or situation each week. Face it intentionally, then reflect on the experience and lessons learned. 3. Daily affirmation. Write and repeat. I adapt, I learn, I grow. Challenges make me stronger. Closing thoughts. Mental resilience is the backbone of personal transformation. It allows you to face adversity without losing direction, recover from failure, and stay committed to your new identity. By intentionally cultivating resilience, you create a mind that is strong, flexible, and prepared for the inevitable challenges of life. Chapter 10. Reprogramming Limiting Beliefs. Introduction. The mind's hidden barriers. Your mind is a powerful engine, capable of immense creativity, problem-solving, and growth. Yet, it can also be your own greatest obstacle through limiting beliefs, mental blocks that tell you what you can't do rather than what you can. Rebuilding yourself requires identifying and reprogramming these beliefs, replacing them with empowering thoughts that align with your vision, values, and identity. Understanding limiting beliefs. Definition. Limiting beliefs are internalized assumptions or narratives that hold you back from achieving your full potential. Common examples: I'm not smart enough. I don't deserve success. I can't change. Origin. These beliefs often come from childhood experiences, societal conditioning, or past failures. Limiting beliefs are invisible chains. They restrict your choices and define your perceived reality. Identifying your limiting beliefs. 1. Self-reflection. Pay attention to recurring thoughts that start with, I can't, I'm not, or I'll never. 2. Observe patterns. Notice situations where fear or doubt consistently stops you. 3. Question the truth. Ask yourself, is this belief absolutely true, or is it a story I've been telling myself? Steps to reprogramming limiting beliefs. 1. Challenge the belief. Examine evidence for and against it. Often, you'll find the belief is based on perception, not fact. 2. Replace with empowering beliefs. Transform, I'm not capable, into, I can learn and grow with effort. Use statements aligned with your new identity and goals. 3. Use repetition and reinforcement. Write your new beliefs daily. Speak them aloud, visualize success, and take actions that confirm them. 4. Surround yourself with support. Engage with people, media, and environments that reinforce empowering beliefs. Breaking the habit of self-sabotage. Limiting beliefs often drive self-sabotaging behavior, procrastination, avoidance, or negative self-talk. Strategy. Pair belief replacement with action. Every step forward reinforces the new narrative and weakens the old one. Exercises and journaling prompts. 1. Belief audit. List 3 beliefs that limit your growth. Write how each has impacted your decisions, relationships, and goals. 2. Reprogramming statements. Transform each limiting belief into a positive, empowering statement. Example: I am capable of learning new skills and achieving success. 3. Daily practice. Repeat your empowering statements every morning and evening for 21 days. Journal your actions that reinforce these beliefs. 4. Closing thoughts. Your beliefs shape your reality. By identifying and reprogramming limiting beliefs, you remove invisible barriers and unlock the potential for transformation. The mind that once restricted you can now become your most powerful ally in rebuilding your life.
Chapter 11. Mastering Focus and Attention. Introduction. The Power of Focus. In a world overflowing with distractions, focus has become a superpower. Your ability to direct attention deliberately determines the quality of your results, your efficiency, and the speed of your personal transformation. Mastering focus isn't about working harder, it's about working smarter, aligning your attention with your goals, values, and new identity. Focus transforms potential into results. Understanding focus and its importance. Definition. Focus is the ability to concentrate mental and emotional energy on a single task or goal without being derailed by distractions. Why it matters. Without focus, even the best plans and habits fail. Tasks take longer, mistakes increase, and energy is wasted. The link to identity. Your focus is guided by what you value most. When your attention aligns with your identity and goals, progress becomes inevitable. Focus is the bridge between intention and achievement.
common obstacles to focus. 1. Digital distractions. Social media, emails, and notifications constantly interrupt attention. 2. Mental clutter. Worries, unfinished tasks, and overthinking split focus. 3. Lack of prioritization. Trying to do everything at once leads to shallow effort. 4. Emotional interference. Stress, fear, or unresolved emotions reduce concentration. Techniques to strengthen focus. 1. Time blocking. Allocate specific time slots for high-priority tasks. Protect these blocks from interruptions. 2. Single tasking. Focus on one task at a time instead of multitasking. Deep work leads to better results and greater satisfaction. 3. Mindfulness and meditation. Train the mind to notice distractions and gently return to the present task. Even 5 to 10 minutes daily improves attention span. 4. Eliminate or reduce distractions. Turn off notifications, create a dedicated workspace, and set boundaries. 5. Energy management. Work on demanding tasks when your energy is highest. Take breaks to recharge and prevent burnout. Developing long-term focus. Focus is like a muscle. It grows stronger with consistent practice. Combine habit, environment, and mindset to create a focus-friendly life. Align daily tasks with your values, identity, and long-term goals for maximum impact. Exercises and journaling prompts. 1. Distraction audit. Track your daily activities for 3 days. Identify what steals your attention and energy. 2. Time block challenge. Allocate 60 minutes tomorrow for a high-priority task. Remove all distractions and journal your results afterward. 3. Single tasking practice. Choose one task each day to complete without interruption. Reflect. How did this affect your productivity and mindset? Closing thoughts. Mastering focus and attention is essential for rebuilding yourself. By intentionally directing your mental energy, eliminating distractions, and aligning tasks with your identity and values, you gain control over your actions and outcomes. Focus transforms chaos into clarity, intention into progress, and potential into achievement.
Chapter 12. Building Consistent Habits. Introduction. The power of consistency. Rebuilding yourself isn't achieved through occasional effort. It's the result of consistent, intentional action over time. Habits are the building blocks of your daily life. When aligned with your values and identity, they create momentum that compounds into lasting transformation. Consistency transforms small actions into remarkable results, turning intention into reality. Understanding habits and their impact. Definition. Habits are automatic behaviors formed through repeated action. Why habits matter? They shape your character, productivity, health, and relationships. The compound effect. Small, consistent habits over weeks, months, and years produce massive results. Your life is the sum of your habits. Change the habits, and you change the life. Creating new, empowering habits. 1. Start small. Begin with micro habits that are easy to maintain. Example, start with 5 minutes of meditation, then gradually increase. 2. Anchor habits to existing routines. Attach new habits to daily routines, making them easier to remember. Example, floss right after brushing teeth, or journal after morning coffee. 3. Use triggers and reminders. Visual cues and alarms reinforce habits until they become automatic. 4. Track your progress. Visual tracking, checklists, journals, apps reinforce consistency and provide motivation. Breaking bad habits. Identify triggers. Recognize situations, emotions, or environments that prompt unwanted behaviors. Replace, don't just remove. Substitute a bad habit with a positive alternative. Gradual change. Avoid abrupt elimination of habits. Replace them incrementally for sustainability. The role of environment in habit formation. Environment shapes behavior more than willpower alone. Design your surroundings to support positive habits and minimize temptations. Example, keep healthy foods visible, remove junk food, or create a dedicated workspace for productivity. Overcoming obstacles to consistency. Procrastination, break tasks into smaller steps and act immediately. Lack of motivation. Focus on identity-based habits, acting as the person you want to become. Plateaus. Celebrate small wins and adjust strategies when progress slows. Exercises and journaling prompts. 1. Habit audit. List current habits that support your goals and those that hinder them. Identify one habit to strengthen and one to replace. 2. 21-day habit challenge. Choose one positive habit to practice consistently for 21 days. Track progress daily and journal reflections. 3. Environment design exercise. Identify elements in your environment that sabotage your habits. Make one immediate change to reduce friction and support success. Closing thoughts. Consistency is the backbone of personal transformation. Habits, when aligned with your identity and values, create unstoppable momentum. By designing empowering habits, eliminating destructive ones, and maintaining consistent action, you turn the life you envision into the life you live.
Chapter 13. The Strength of Patience and Persistence. Introduction. Slow and steady wins. Rebuilding yourself is not an overnight process. It requires patience and persistence, the willingness to keep moving forward even when results aren't immediately visible. Many people quit too soon because they focus on instant outcomes instead of the long-term journey. True transformation is a marathon, not a sprint. Patience allows you to endure, and persistence ensures you never give up. Understanding patience. Definition. Patience is the ability to remain calm and composed while waiting for results. Why it matters. Impatience leads to frustration, poor decisions, and self-sabotage. Long-term perspective. Recognize that meaningful change takes time, effort, and repetition. Patience is not passive. It is an active acceptance of the process while taking consistent action. The power of persistence. Definition. Persistence is the determination to continue pursuing goals despite obstacles, failures, or delays. Persistence versus stubbornness. Persistence adapts, learns, and improves. Stubbornness repeats the same mistakes without adjustment. Resilience through action. Every attempt strengthens your skill, knowledge, and confidence. Combining patience and persistence. Patience keeps you grounded, preventing rash decisions or burnout. Persistence keeps you moving, ensuring action even when motivation wanes. Together, they create unstoppable momentum towards your goals. Strategies to cultivate patience and persistence. 1. Set realistic expectations. Avoid comparing yourself to others or expecting instant results. Break large goals into smaller, manageable milestones. 2. Focus on progress, not perfection. Celebrate small wins and incremental growth. Recognize that mistakes are part of learning, not failure. 3. Develop a routine. Consistent habits reduce reliance on fleeting motivation. A daily structure ensures steady action even when energy is low. 4. Mindfulness and reflection. Use meditation, journaling, or quiet reflection to manage frustration and maintain focus on long-term goals. Overcoming obstacles. Frustration and impatience. Pause, breathe, and remind yourself of the bigger picture. Setbacks and failures, treat them as lessons, not reasons to quit.
loss of motivation. Revisit your why and reconnect with your core values and vision. Exercises and journaling prompts. 1. Milestone mapping. Break a long-term goal into smaller milestones. Track progress and celebrate each milestone achieved. 2. Persistence reflection. Recall a time you overcame a difficult challenge. What allowed you to persist? How can you apply that now? 3. Patience practice. Choose one situation where you usually get frustrated. Practice responding calmly and intentionally instead of reacting impulsively. Closing thoughts. Patience and persistence are the invisible forces that sustain transformation. They allow you to endure challenges, navigate setbacks, and continue building your new life. By combining these qualities with focus, discipline, and resilience, you cultivate the inner strength to achieve long-term success and lasting personal growth.
Chapter 14. Embracing Continuous Learning. Introduction. The Mindset of Growth. Rebuilding yourself requires a commitment to continuous learning. Life is ever-changing, and the person you are today cannot remain stagnant if you wish to achieve your fullest potential. Embracing learning is not limited to formal education. It includes personal development, new skills, and expanding your understanding of the world and yourself. Learning continuously keeps your mind sharp, your skills relevant, and your life aligned with your evolving goals. The importance of continuous learning. Adaptability. A learning mindset allows you to adjust to new challenges and opportunities. Confidence. Knowledge and skills empower decision-making and reduce self-doubt. Innovation and creativity. Learning sparks new ideas, problem-solving abilities, and resourcefulness. Personal fulfillment. Growth fuels purpose and a sense of achievement. A stagnant mind produces stagnant results. Continuous learning keeps transformation alive. Developing a learning mindset. 1. Curiosity first. Approach life with questions like why, how, what if. Curiosity opens doors to new perspectives and ideas. 2. Embrace challenges. Treat difficult tasks as opportunities to learn rather than threats. Mistakes and failures are valuable teachers. 3. Seek feedback. Constructive feedback from mentors, peers, or self-reflection accelerates growth. 4. Adopt a beginner's mind. Let go of assumptions and remain open to new experiences, even in familiar areas. Practical ways to learn continuously. Read daily. Books, articles, research, or industry updates. Online courses and workshops. Expand your knowledge and acquire new skills. Mentorship. Learn from those who have walked the path you aspire to follow. Reflective practice. Journal lessons learned, insights gained, and areas for improvement. Overcoming learning obstacles. Fear of failure. Accept that failure is part of growth, not a reflection of your worth. Time constraints. Dedicate at least 20 to 30 minutes daily to learning something new. Information overload. Focus on one topic or skill at a time to avoid overwhelm. Exercises and journaling prompts. 1. Skill inventory. List skills you have mastered and skills you wish to develop. Choose one skill to focus on for the next 30 days. 2. Learning reflection. At the end of each week, write down 3 new things you learned. Reflect on how you can apply them to your life or goals. 3. Feedback loop. Exercise. Seek feedback from a mentor, friend, or colleague on an area of growth. Journal insights and actions you can take to improve. Closing thoughts. Continuous learning is a lifelong commitment that fuels personal transformation. By cultivating curiosity, embracing challenges, and reflecting on your experiences, you develop the knowledge, skills, and mindset necessary to rebuild yourself fully. Learning keeps you adaptable, empowered, and prepared to seize the opportunities that life presents.
Chapter 15. The Power of Gratitude and Positivity. Introduction. Shifting your perspective.
Rebuilding yourself isn't just about skills, habits, or identity. It's also about attitude. Gratitude and positivity are powerful forces that shape your mindset, influence your choices, and enhance your overall well-being. By focusing on what is good in your life and maintaining a positive outlook, you create mental space for growth, resilience, and fulfillment. A grateful and positive mind amplifies your capacity to rebuild your life successfully.
Chapter 16: The Role of Physical Health in Personal Transformation. Introduction: Body and Mind in Harmony. Rebuilding yourself requires attention not only to your mind and habits, but also to your physical health. Your body is the vehicle through which you experience life, pursue goals, and sustain energy for transformation. Neglecting your health limits your mental clarity, emotional stability, and overall productivity. Physical well-being amplifies your capacity to act, endure challenges, and fully embody the new identity you are creating. Why physical health matters. Energy and vitality. Proper nutrition, exercise, and rest fuel your daily performance. Mental clarity. Physical activity boosts brain function, focus, and decision-making. Emotional balance. Exercise and proper rest regulate mood and reduce stress. Confidence and self-image. Caring for your body strengthens self-respect and identity alignment. Your mind cannot perform at its best in a body that is neglected or depleted. Key components of physical health. 1. Nutrition. Eat balanced meals rich in nutrients to sustain energy and cognitive function. Avoid excessive processed foods, sugar, and unhealthy fats. 2. Exercise. Engage in regular physical activity that includes strength, cardio, and flexibility. Exercise releases endorphins, improves focus, and builds resilience. 3. Sleep. Prioritize 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep nightly. Sleep is essential for memory, recovery, and emotional regulation. 4. Hydration. Drink adequate water daily to support metabolism, energy, and mental clarity. 5. Stress management. Incorporate meditation, deep breathing, or relaxation techniques to reduce chronic stress. Integrating health into your daily routine. Morning rituals. Stretch, hydrate, and set an intention for the day. Movement breaks. Incorporate short activity breaks to combat sedentary habits. Meal planning. Prepare healthy meals to maintain energy and consistency. Sleep hygiene. Set consistent sleep and wake times, limit screens before bed. Overcoming common challenges. Lack of time. Prioritize 20 to 30 minutes daily for exercise or meal prep. Small, consistent actions build long-term results. Motivation drops. Pair physical health with identity. Act as the strong, disciplined, and capable person you want to become. Inconsistency. Track habits and progress to reinforce accountability. Exercises and journaling prompts. 1. Health audit. Track your eating, exercise, sleep, and hydration for 1 week. Identify areas for improvement and set realistic goals. 2. Daily movement challenge. Commit to 20 to 30 minutes of physical activity each day for 21 days. Journal energy levels and mood before and after activity. 3. Nutrition reflection. Keep a food journal for 3 days. Note patterns, cravings, and how different foods affect energy and focus. Closing thoughts. Physical health is not optional. It is a critical foundation for personal transformation. By nourishing your body, maintaining movement,
prioritizing rest and managing stress, you enhance your mental clarity, emotional resilience, and capacity for action. A strong body supports a strong mind, making it possible to rebuild yourself fully and sustainably.
Chapter 17. Strengthening Relationships and Social Support. Introduction. The role of connection in rebuilding yourself. Rebuilding yourself isn't a solitary journey. Relationships and social support play a pivotal role in your transformation. The people you surround yourself with influence your mindset, habits, and progress. Positive, supportive relationships act as catalysts for growth, while toxic or draining connections can hinder your journey. Healthy relationships provide guidance, encouragement, accountability, and a sense of belonging essential for sustained personal transformation. Understanding the impact of relationships. Emotional influence. Your mood and mindset are affected by the people around you. Behavioral influence. Supportive friends and mentors reinforce productive habits and beliefs. Motivation and accountability. Social networks help you stay committed to your goals. Resilience. During setbacks, strong relationships provide emotional stability and encouragement. You become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Building healthy relationships. 1. Identify supportive individuals. Surround yourself with people who inspire, motivate, and uplift you. Seek mentors, peers, or friends aligned with your values and goals. 2. Nurture connections. Invest time, energy, and attention in relationships that matter. Active listening, empathy, and consistent communication strengthen bonds. 3. Set boundaries. Limit or remove toxic influences that drain energy, promote negativity, or derail your progress. Boundaries protect your mental and emotional health while fostering growth. 4. Collaborate and share. Engage in projects, accountability partnerships, or peer support groups to reinforce habits and goals. Effective communication skills. Active listening, focus on understanding, not just responding. Expressing needs clearly. Communicate expectations, boundaries, and goals openly. Conflict resolution. Address disagreements calmly and constructively. Gratitude and appreciation. Acknowledge others' support and contributions to strengthen bonds. Leveraging social support for growth. Accountability partners. Share progress, goals, and challenges for mutual reinforcement. Mentorship. Learn from those who have achieved what you aspire to accomplish. Community involvement. Join groups, workshops, or online communities aligned with your goals. Overcoming relationship challenges. Toxic relationships. Recognize patterns of manipulation, criticism, or negativity and limit exposure. Isolation. Take initiative to connect with positive and like-minded individuals. Fear of vulnerability. Opening up fosters trust and deeper connections. Exercises and journaling prompts. 1. Relationship audit. List the people you interact with most. Identify who supports growth, drains energy, or remains neutral. Take steps to strengthen positive connections and limit harmful ones. 2. Express gratitude. Choose one person each week to express appreciation for their support or impact. 3. Accountability partnership. Identify a trusted friend or mentor to share goals and track progress together. Schedule regular check-ins for encouragement and feedback. Closing thoughts. Strengthening relationships and building social support are essential components of personal transformation. Positive connections provide guidance, encouragement, and accountability, while toxic relationships hinder growth. By consciously cultivating supportive relationships, setting boundaries, and engaging with communities aligned with your values, you create a network that accelerates your journey of rebuilding yourself. Chapter 18. Financial Wellness and Independence. Introduction. The Foundation of Freedom.
Rebuilding yourself extends beyond mindset, habits, and relationships. It also includes financial wellness and independence. Money, when managed effectively, provides freedom, security, and the ability to pursue personal growth without unnecessary constraints. Poor financial habits, on the other hand, can create stress, limit opportunities, and undermine your transformation. Financial independence is not about wealth alone. It's about control, stability, and the ability to make choices aligned with your goals and values. Financial freedom empowers your choices, reduces stress, and enables your focus on meaningful transformation. Key components of financial wellness. 1. Budgeting and planning. Track income and expenses to understand where your money goes. Allocate funds to essentials, savings, investments, and personal growth. 2. Emergency fund. Build a safety net to cover 3 to 6 months of essential expenses. It reduces anxiety and allows confident decision-making. 3. Debt management. Avoid high-interest debt and create a repayment plan for existing obligations. Focus on reducing liabilities to free up resources for growth. 4. Investing and saving. Invest in assets that grow wealth over time. Consider retirement, education, or other long-term goals. 5. Income growth. Explore additional streams of income, skill development, or entrepreneurship opportunities. Developing financial discipline. Mindful spending. Distinguish between needs and wants. Avoid impulsive purchases. Automate savings and investments. Use automatic transfers to ensure consistent progress. Educate yourself. Learn financial literacy principles, including budgeting, investing, and wealth management. Overcoming financial challenges. Limited income. Focus on skill building, career growth, or side income opportunities. Overspending. Track expenses, create budgets, and replace unnecessary spending with value-based decisions. Fear of investing. Start small and educate yourself to reduce risk and build confidence. Exercises and journaling prompts. 1. Financial audit. List all income sources, monthly expenses, debts, and savings. Identify areas to reduce costs, eliminate debt, or increase income. 2. Budget plan. Create a simple monthly budget allocating funds to essentials, savings, and personal growth. Track adherence for 1 month and adjust as needed. 3. Financial goal setting. Define one short-term and one long-term financial goal. Write actionable steps to achieve each goal within a set time frame. Closing thoughts. Financial wellness and independence are critical pillars of personal transformation. By creating budgets, managing debt, building savings, and investing wisely, you gain control over your life and the freedom to pursue your goals. Sound financial habits empower you to act with confidence, reduce stress, and fully invest in the journey of rebuilding yourself. Chapter 19. Living with Purpose and Vision. Introduction. The Compass for Transformation. Rebuilding yourself is not just about habits, skills, or financial wellness. It's about living intentionally with purpose and vision. A clear sense of purpose acts as a compass, guiding decisions, motivating action, and providing meaning to your daily life. Without it, efforts can feel scattered, progress can stall, and transformation may lack direction. Vision and purpose connect your actions to a greater why, transforming small steps into meaningful progress. Understanding purpose. Definition. Purpose is the underlying reason for your actions, the driving force behind your goals and choices. Why purpose matters. It increases motivation and persistence. It provides clarity during challenging times. It enhances fulfillment and satisfaction in life. A life without purpose is like a ship without a rudder. It may move, but it lacks direction. Crafting a personal vision. 1. Reflect on values. Identify what truly matters to you: family, creativity, service, growth, or health. Your vision should align with your core values. 2.
Envision your ideal life. Imagine your life 5 to 10 years from now. Consider career, relationships, health, personal growth, and contributions to others. 3. Define long-term goals. Translate your vision into concrete, actionable goals. Break large goals into smaller milestones to maintain momentum. Integrating purpose into daily life. Daily alignment. Ensure your daily actions reflect your long-term vision. Decision-making filter. Ask, does this action bring me closer to my purpose? Resilience through purpose. A strong why helps you endure challenges and setbacks. Overcoming challenges to purpose. Uncertainty about purpose. Explore interests, passions, and past experiences to identify patterns. Fear of commitment. Start small with experiments, projects, or goals aligned with potential purpose. Distractions and noise. Limit activities that consume time but do not align with your vision. Exercises and journaling prompts. 1. Values clarification. List your top 5 personal values. Reflect on how your current actions align with these values. 2. Vision statement. Write a 1-page description of your ideal life in 5 to 10 years. Include career, relationships, health, personal growth, and contributions. 3. Purpose-driven goal setting. Identify one short-term goal that aligns with your long-term vision. List actionable steps and timeline for achieving it. Closing thoughts. Living with purpose and vision transforms everyday actions into meaningful progress. Purpose provides clarity, motivation, and resilience, while vision maps the path toward the life you aspire to create. By aligning your actions, decisions, and habits with your values and long-term goals, you create a life that is intentional, fulfilling, and authentically yours.
Chapter 20. Sustaining Transformation in Lifelong Growth. Introduction. Transformation as a journey, not a destination. Rebuilding yourself is not a one-time event. It's a continuous process of growth, adaptation, and refinement. Chapter 20 focuses on how to sustain the progress you've made, prevent regression, and commit to lifelong personal development. True transformation is enduring, evolving, and resilient to life's inevitable challenges. Sustaining change ensures that the new you becomes permanent, not temporary. The nature of lasting transformation. Consistency over perfection. Progress is maintained through regular, intentional actions rather than flawless execution. Adaptability. Life circumstances change, requiring adjustment of goals, habits, and strategies. Reflection and learning. Periodic assessment ensures alignment with evolving values and vision. Transformation is a living process. Commitment, reflection, and adjustment are key to longevity. Strategies to sustain growth. 1. Periodic self-audits. Review each area of your life: health, relationships, finances, habits, and mindset. Identify one area that needs reinforcement and one area to push further. 2. Continuous learning. Maintain curiosity, skill development, and personal growth practices. Treat every challenge as a learning opportunity. 3. Accountability and support. Continue engaging mentors, peers, or accountability partners. Share progress, celebrate wins, and seek guidance for challenges. 4. Celebrate progress. Acknowledge milestones and victories to reinforce motivation. Reflection strengthens commitment to sustaining growth. 5. Adapt goals over time. As you evolve, update goals to align with your new values, vision, and identity. Growth requires flexibility and forward-looking planning. Preventing regression. Awareness of triggers. Identify situations or patterns that previously led to old habits or behaviors. Daily practices. Reinforce habits, gratitude, focus, and learning consistently. Resilience tools. Utilize mindfulness, stress management, and emotional regulation to handle challenges. Embracing lifelong growth. Personal development doesn't end, it evolves as you grow. Seek new experiences, challenges, and knowledge continuously. View life as a series of growth cycles rather than a static achievement. Lifelong growth ensures that the rebuilt you continues to thrive, adapt, and achieve new heights. Exercises and journaling prompts. 1. Self-audit exercise. Review each area of your life: health, relationships, finances, habits, and mindset. Identify one area that needs reinforcement and one area to push further. 2. Growth reflection. Write about the biggest changes you've made since starting your transformation journey. Reflect on what strategies worked best and what you will continue doing. 3. Future growth plan. Set 3 personal development goals for the next 6 to 12 months. Outline actionable steps, resources needed, and milestones to track progress. Closing thoughts. Sustaining transformation is the final crucial step in rebuilding yourself. By committing to consistency, reflection, learning, and adaptability, you ensure that your progress endures and grows over time. Lifelong growth transforms the rebuilding journey into a continuous evolution, making your new identity resilient, dynamic, and aligned with your highest potential.